Okay, hello everyone, it is Miss T here, and today we'll be focusing on suffixes. Now, a suffix is a letter or a group of letters that's added to the end of a word, and it also changes the meaning of the word. So if we look at the example here for happy, if we add a li on the end, we need to actually change the Y to an I, so it makes it happily. Now today we'll be focusing on the li sound. And you can see that happy and happily are two different words. So adding the li sound changes the meaning of the word to happily. So that's what a suffix is. Now, today we will be focusing on doing a few different worksheets. Now, there are a number of worksheets here. The last one is a little bit more challenging, but if you can do all of them, that would be great. However, if you get to 2 or 3 or 4 and 5 and it seems to be a bit tricky, don't worry about going to the challenge part. Now, the first worksheet is just a simple copy the word. Now, as you're copying them, I'd like if you could say them as well. So if I was you, I would say heavily, and then I would write the word lawfully, and then I would write the word, because it's good to be able to actually pronounce the word as well as writing it. Now, the second worksheet, you just have to add the li to the end of these words. Now, if you need help, you can go back to the first worksheet to help you, and then you need to add the missing letters to these words as well. So that's pretty simple, and you can always use the first worksheet to help you as well. Tasks 4 and 5 are chunks, so you need to rearrange the chunks into words that make sense. So it's all from the list words from the first worksheet, so if you need to use that to help you, you can, but all of these chunks make one word, so you need to make them all make sense, because at the moment it doesn't make much sense. Now, this task is to underline the spelling mistakes. So if you read the first one here, she strolled casually in the park on the warm summer's day. Now, I can notice that this is spelt incorrectly, so I would go back to my list words and make sure I get the correct spelling and spell it correctly. Now, in each one of these sentences, there is a spelling mistake, so you need to point out everyone and write down the correct spelling there. Now, if you want, you can move on to the challenge task. Now, when I say challenge, it's not extremely difficult, it's just extending your knowledge a little bit more. Now, the challenge words are a little bit more challenging than the list words in the first task. So, same thing, you need to pronounce them traditionally and write the word. Now, in this activity, you can see that there are words hidden in these jumbles. At the moment, they don't make sense, so you need to find the hidden words and write them there. And for the last one, you need to go to your list words up here and see which one could you possibly use to change the underlined word. So at the moment it says, I waited nervously for the doctor to tell me my results. So you need to go back to these words and find out which one would make sense in this sentence. So what could we change this word to? Okay, so have a look at those. Now, once you have finished all of those worksheets, or as many as you can do, take screenshots, and I will post the worksheets as the activity in Seesaw as well, so you can just edit the worksheets that way and then post them as a reply on the activity, so then we can see that you've completed as much as you possibly can. Okay, now we are going to do a spelling test. Now I want you to go get a pencil or a pen and a piece of paper and pop it in front of you. I'll give you a moment to do that. You can pause the video to do that now. Awesome. Now, before we begin, I just want to explain how important it is not to cheat. I know it might be tempting, as you've probably got all the worksheets you just completed in front of you, but I want you to get rid of them right now, is it's really important that we find out what your actual knowledge is. If you're giving us work that has been cheated, where you've just copied from those worksheets, we're not going to know what level you're actually up to, and we need to know this so we can know where to move in the future. Okay, so if you cheat during this spelling test, it's not going to help you at all. Okay, now that you have nothing else in front of you, let's begin. Number 1 is suddenly. Suddenly. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. The second word is heavily. Heavily. The third word is remarkably. Remarkably. The fourth word is frequently. Frequently. The fifth word is typically. Typically. The sixth word is absolutely. Absolutely. The seventh word is brilliantly. Brilliantly. The eighth word is curiously. Curiously. The ninth word is lawfully. Lawfully. And the last one is unfortunately. Unfortunately. Now, if at any time I was going too quickly, you can always rewind the video and pause and fix up anything that you wish to. Your task now is to take a picture of those spelling words and post them on Seesaw. You can correct them with your list words if you like. And yeah, I look forward to seeing your spelling tests.